The Protection from Online Falsehood and Manipulation Act, also known as POFMA, kicked up a great public debate over issues regarding the freedom of speech that has lasted till today. POFMA aims to combat fake news, generating a fake news-free online environment in Singapore. Sounds ideal as it is, the criticism drawing close to POFMA never faded away. One of the most famous arguments against POFMA is that it provides the Singapore government with unlimited power to control the press freedom. Journalists, among them all, rank the top relevant target group in this issue. They are the news and mass information creators that POFMA aims to take care of. However, is it true that POFMA is the right one to blame for press freedom intrusion? Mr. Leong Wai Kit, senior reporter at Channel News Asia, has a say.
The concept of press freedom is very subjective. I think POFMA, in a way, does not restrict press freedom. So in the context of journalism, even without POFMA, our job is, to begin with, to offer accurate, fair, objective reports. So POFMA, in a way, has not affected my work because the work that I put out should be POFMA free. It should not be subject to the government saying, hey, this is fake news.
Mr. Leong believes there is no direct link between the press freedom and POFMA because the core function of it is to identify only fake news with false facts and to take them down. This could mean the Singapore government is being intolerant of fake news, but it has never curbed the righteous and accurate news reporting. Some may wonder, then what is the impact that POFMA has on journalists? Mr. Leong explained it well.
The POFMA will then act as an additional checklist, right? So we do our usual checklist, fact check, make sure it's fair, make sure it's accurate, and then with POFMA, we want to check to make sure that there is no room for us to be sued and be called out for reporting on fake news.
With POFMA, it is understandable for journalists to be extra careful in fact-checking. Now the question is, how do they verify facts? Or to better ask, how do journalists separate facts from opinions? Answer is, there are facts in different levels. Things that can be easily verifiable include the names of ministers, names of programs, dates of the events, and anything that can be Googled online. But it is more difficult to verify when somebody makes a statement. Mr. Leong said,
if let's say this person makes a statement which you're not sure whether it's fact or not, you will have to then check with other parties. So for instance, if let's say this person makes a claim about something that hinges on a criminal offense, then of course we have to verify whether this is an opinion he made or whether this is a factual statement. It's very hard to verify these statements because you can't Google those things, for example, and you then have to check with relevant parties that are involved. Oh, so and so said this about you. What is your response? So in a way, we are also balancing the views of both stakeholders and at the same time verifying what person A says about person B.
In newsroom, there is often a struggle between time sensitivity and publishing a complete story. With POFMA, journalists feel more pressure these days to report on incomplete cases, especially when it comes to sensitive topics like politics and crimes. Most of them favor the side of caution and choose not to publish a story before they get a full verdict of it. Mr. To Ting Wei, the journalist from the Straits Times, pointed out the cultural factor as well.
If you maybe look at other countries, I imagine US and Malaysia, they are more open to running these kind of actual cases. But then, yeah, it's just a cultural difference in different countries.
Sometimes, journalists getting POFMA correction order are not intended to run fake news. Same as us, they only have partial access to information, and not all the data can be publicly shared. Mr. Leong offered a view.
Sometimes even the most experienced journalists could have human error as well. So in that sense, because we didn't see it as clearly as how the government saw it, but it is not our intention to run fake news.
Overall, most of the journalists keep half glass full working under POFMA with an additional layer to pursue accuracy. But if you just say POFMA equals no press freedom, you're probably having a misconception here towards how POFMA is actually implemented. Or what do you think?